Coming up on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, a star is caught in the act of swallowing a planet.
That sounds exciting. What sound do baby crocodiles make?
And Norway erects a statue to a dead walrus. This is Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
Live on tape from Studio Senseless in leafy London town, it's Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
Hello friends, you are once again most cordially invited to this week's fun-packed episode of Sowerby and Luff Deluxe. I'm Brian Luff.
And I'm Georgina Sowerby. Can I just quickly,
yes.
Before we start anything, when you said fun-packed, in the Northeast when I was growing up, the lovely person who does the commentary in between programmes on the television, when there was an exciting James Bond film or something like that, she always used to call it action-packed.
Up first, it's Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey.
Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey.
Georgina, what have you spent many long, dedicated hours researching this week for Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey?
I have spent many hours researching this week's Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey.
Prove it.
Dolphins. We all love a dolphin, don't we? Intelligent creature.
Yeah.
Dolphins, some dolphins, I'm going to just put a little asterisk there, some dolphins have been taught to play underwater keyboards.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that a great idea? Because there isn't
keyboards.
it. Yeah. Typing stories. Yeah, musical keyboards. Oh, now you've put that in my head because I just presumed it was musical keyboards.
It might just mean computer keyboards.
They might just be writing stories down there.
Computer keyboard. If it was computer keyboards,
Yeah.
it would have to be a giant keyboard, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it would.
Because a dolphin hasn't got fingers. It's got a big fat nose, so each key would have to be the size of a dolphin's nose so that it could go along the keyboard, and I'm sure it would be intelligent enough to do it.
Yes.
It would have to go along that keyboard, punching each key in turn with its fat nose.
Oh, my heavens, oh, I would read that novel. Wouldn't you read a novel by a dolphin? Maybe that's what I need to do next. Maybe I need to write a novel from the perspective of a dolphin, like what it's like. And you're just swimming along, and then some scientician has put a keyboard down there for you and taught you how to play. Now, I'm imagining, and you can tell me if I'm wrong here, but I'm already making the connections in my head. And I was thinking, is there a top of the pops for dolphins? Like, is there a top 10 chart of all the music that dolphins create with these keyboards down there, and what does it sound like under the water they're playing music?
I was thinking something similar. I was thinking you leave the keyboard there, right, and next to it you put the entire musical score for Phantom of the Opera, right, and you see how long it takes the dolphin to work out the notes, what note is which key.
Yes.
Then work out how to play Phantom of the Opera.
Yes.
And then, of course, the next stage would then be to write a musical.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I think dolphins are probably intelligent that they could go through that workflow. Right?
Yes.
And in probably, maybe 20 years' time, we're in the West End and there is a newly penned musical.
Oh, yes.
Written by a dolphin.
It's written by a dolphin, and also in the auditorium, the dolphin is there signing his books as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm so pleased.
What is the reason? What's the real reason for putting this keyboard?
Just to see if dolphins like to play music, and they do, it turns out. And also, I'm really pleased. Can I just do a little virtual high five for both of us that neither of us mentioned that dolphins would play Handel's water music?
That would be a bit on the nose.
We're not those people, are we?
The dolphin nose.
We're not. And is there I wonder if there's a dolphin.
Imagine saying to a dolphin that's a bit on the nose. Is it really insulting thing to say to a dolphin, isn't it? It's quite insulting to say to anyone.
Yes.
But to say that's a bit on the nose
to a dolphin
is tantamount to racism.
Also, I'm picturing in the heady world of dolphin life down there, once one person gets to play a keyboard, then the other dolphin gets to play a keyboard, and probably there's some sort of like little Justin Bieber of the dolphins, where all the other female dolphins are like following him around going, he has the best songs. Or maybe they could enter for Eurovision, Dolphin Eurovision. Now click, click, click. That would be a great song, wouldn't it?
Maybe a dolphin could plagiarise a song by Ed Sheeran. Dare I say it?
Everyone else has. Oh no, it's the other way around. No, it's not the other way around.
It would be unconscious plagiarism, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But music would travel through the water for maybe hundreds, possibly thousands of miles.
Yes.
So your average dolphin might well have unconsciously listened
to the Ed Sheeran
something
track,
by Ed Sheeran.
Shape of You, or something like that.
The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great film.
What else? What else have you got for us on Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey, Georgina?
This is great. In the 1950s, I love the 1950s anyway because really weird stuff went down during the 1950s. But in the 1950s, the CIA tried to develop cat spies.
Really?
They tried to train cats to innocently walk into certain situations. Yeah, with a device implanted into their ears so they could pick up conversations. But unfortunately, turns out you can't train a cat to do sweet FA.
No, I'm slightly confused here. Is it the cat that interprets the intelligence that it gets, or is it simply relaying the intelligence back to a spy?
Because no one's going to suspect the cat, are they? So the cat can be put in any room and overhear a conversation. Although if we were having a conversation and a cat sidled in and nestled up between us, we would be quite perturbed in that we don't have a cat.
I think that the dead giveaway would be if the cat sidles into the room and then it nudges its arse towards you, right, and points its arse directly at you, because the camera is probably hidden in its arsehole. Because that's the perfect place to hide a camera in a cat, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be. But also,
make a note for the billing of this episode.
Yeah.
Do cats have cameras in their arseholes? Right.
It'd be great if they were filming at all times, wouldn't it? And that was the only reason they were displaying. That would be great. But also, we did cover, probably about 20 years ago, we did cover when they tried to train cats to deliver mail, and that was unsuccessful as well. So, cats, no, don't bother trying to train them. They're untrainable beings.
And what's the third item on Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey?
The third item is equally as splendiferous. In 1872, the Licensing Act, someone felt that the Licensing Act should include that it is illegal to be drunk in charge of a cow.
Is it also illegal for the cow to be drunk whilst being in charge by a human, even if the human is sober?
The cows can get drunk whenever they want. It's not illegal for a cow to be drunk, I don't think.
No,
because
it should be.
Yeah, well, of course it should be.
I mean, the last thing you want...
The trouble they cause.
The last thing you want, really, when you're sitting in the countryside having a nice picnic, is a pissed cow.
Pissed cow coming up, wrecking your picnic.
Stumbling its way towards you, weaving its way across the field.
Now, obviously, enough people were getting drunk and being in charge of cows and not being socially responsible with the cows for them to actually have to add this to the Licensing Act. So you weren't allowed to be in the pub. The landlord had to check with you. Now, just before you leave, Bob, in this state of inebriation, can I just check thou's not in charge of a cow?
I suppose you can ride a cow, can't you?
Maybe that's what it means.
So it wouldn't be just... I think you should be allowed... If you're pissed, I think you should be allowed to lead a cow along the road.
Well, you're not allowed to do that. That would be in charge of a cow,
I think you
wouldn't it?
should be allowed to do that, but you shouldn't be allowed to actually get on the cow and drive the cow.
Drive the cow back through all the picnics.
There'll be more Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey next time. But in the meantime, Factoid Android is in the house.
Hello, Brian and Georgina.
Hello, Factoid Android.
Factoid Android.
What's your quality factoid this week, Factoid Android?
Here is my quality factoid. Trypophobia is the fear of closely packed holes.
Holes.
Would you like to hear more?
We would.
Trypophobia is an aversion to the sight of irregular patterns or clusters of small holes or bumps. Factoid android.
Small holes or bump. Your irregular patterns. I don't understand.
I feel like we've heard a reference to this recently. Wasn't there a comedian on QI recently who said she had a phobia of holes?
Yeah, I think it's Sarah Pascoe who doesn't like holes. She can't look up if there's an image of holes.
And she can't look at cheese because it's got holes in it.
Well, not all cheese
and then
has
it
holes.
was pointed out to her that the holes in most cheese are like dents in the cheese.
Yeah, they're not holes.
And they're not actually holes. And then a few weeks after that, I feel like someone else mentioned the fact that there was holes in cheese, or there were holes in things that people are phobic.
Well,
of.
they have trypophobia, obviously. I mean, that's it. For Factoid Android, who's normally very, very dull, that was slightly interesting.
Thank you very much, Georgina.
Yeah, you see, the enormous amount of money that it cost me to license this Android
Factoid
is going to slowly pay off. You said,
Do you reckon?
You've been very down on this Android for the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, because it's...
But I think he has proved his worth.
He's worth about 20 pence.
With that fascinating piece of information about holes. Thank you very much, Factoid Android.
Factoid android.
Worth every penny. Up next on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, it's Matters Arising.
Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
Regular listeners will have noticed that we usually do Matters Arising at the beginning of this podcast. However, this week we are randomly shuffling the running order.
Why not?
In the perhaps vain hope of keeping you engaged.
There you go.
Any important matters arising this week, Georgina?
Yes, the labels on dips. Now, this is a follow-up because they've removed the lids from dips and coleslaw, and everyone is going, it's a good thing because there's less plastic. I'm all for less plastic in the world. I have a charcoal and bamboo toothbrush. I am one of the people who's making a small indent into the amount of plastic we use.
I complained about this bitterly,
Yes,
didn't I? But
however,
does that mean I'm a dinosaur?
No. I think there are certain things where you can't get rid of the plastic, and in order to save your dips and your coleslaw, you need a plastic lid. And I'm already a bit bored of putting the silver foil on, which basically we're having to replace one thing with another thing, so we're getting rid of silver foil, and it's obviously not silver. I don't know why I call it. Why is it called silver foil? I guess because it's silver coloured. If it was made of silver, you could make jewellery out of it.
Silver isn't any more sustainable. Silver foil isn't any more sustainable than a plastic lid, is it?
Exactly. So we're just having to replace one thing with another thing. Anyway, they're now so proud of the fact they're actually talking about it out loud in the supermarket as you walk around and do your shopping. And they're saying by taking off the plastic lids on all their dips and coleslaw, they're saving something like 200 billion items of plastic, which is a good thing. But my argument is put them back on.
I think if we were going to be grown up about this, right, and talk about it seriously, you should really be able to go into a supermarket with your own tub.
Yes.
A Tupperware tub.
Yes.
And you scoop the amount of coleslaw that you want out of a big vat.
A big vat of
huge
coleslaw.
bath-sized
I
vat
can smell that already.
of coleslaw.
Oh, yeah.
You weigh it.
Everyone's dipped in.
You weigh it and you take it and you pay for what you use.
Yeah.
And then you're not using any kind of container at all. You used to be able to do that in breweries. You used to be able to take your own container to a brewery.
That's heaven, isn't it?
Fill it with beer.
Yes.
And go away again. So no one had to make any bottles or
but then
containers.
What happened if you dropped your baby in it?
What?
If you dropped your baby in the beer or the
beer.
coleslaw, like you're leaning over the giant vat of coleslaw, and your baby pops out of its papoose, doesn't it?
Into
and
the
into
coleslaw.
a coleslaw, and then there's all hell kicks off after that.
Can you imagine a baby upside down in
In
the coleslaw?
coleslaw vat.
And all you can hear is the sound that's going num 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 num.
Is that the noise? Maybe I'm going to test that later.
Yeah.
That might be the noise that you keep asking me to guess.
Is
That
it-
could be a baby in a coleslaw vat.
Yeah, I'll remind you of that
Later on in the show.
at the end of the show when we get to that
Thank
item.
you very much.
I've written down baked potato. What's that about?
Yeah, this is the weirdest thing that happened to me in the supermarket. I was in the vegetable aisle and there was a woman next to me. I was just picking up some onions and some potatoes, and a woman picked up a large potato, held it underneath my face and went, "Can I make this into a jacket potato?"
Does a potato not come with instructions then?
But that's what she said to me. She said, "I'm reading the label.
Yeah.
It just says potato and it doesn't say whether I can make it into a jacket potato."
Was she a very posh woman who looks like she has
I
servants?
didn't, not particularly, but then I kind of looked at her. I gave her that look that registered like, that's not a real question.
Was she
is
old
it?
or young?
No, she was younger than me. I don't know, maybe 25. Maybe she just literally had never put a potato in the oven before. And I looked at her and I thought, oh, bless her, she's obviously having a bad day. So I said, it will make a jacket potato, yes. Put it in the microwave for about 4 minutes and then put it in the oven for about 25 minutes. And she thanked me profusely and just went, thank you. My mum would have known that.
Excitingly, the same product could also make a boiled potato.
I felt like saying to her,
if you put it in water.
There's lots of things. And I said,
it could make chips if you fried it.
All potato. She said, I didn't know if I could put this potato in the oven. And I said, I think you can put all potatoes in the oven.
It's almost as if it's a vegetable.
But isn't that the weirdest thing? I mean, I genuinely thought maybe someone was filming me from one of those candid cameras. So in the end, I was just nice. And I think maybe she was just having an off day.
I don't think she was having an off day. I think she was hard of thinking.
Can I make this into a jacket potato?
Have you got any matters arising about crocodiles?
Yeah, this is a weird one. I went on to the World Wide Web, and I've never heard baby crocodiles before. But if you haven't heard baby crocodiles before, type in the noise of baby crocodiles into the internet.
Why would I want to do that?
Because they sound like,
Hang on, what got you thinking about this in the first place?
You know how random my brain is. I don't know. I just was looking up weird noises.
You've got a divergent brain, haven't you, Georgina?
I've also been trying to work out what the noise is, you see. So I was going on, and baby crocodile. Someone said the weird noise baby crocodiles make. But the noise they make is like, it's like an old-fashioned computer game, because they go pew 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 pew
really?
pew 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 pew. That's what the noise they make. Pew,
wow.
Pew 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 pew. Repetition, everybody. Pew pew.
Yeah.
Pew pew pew.
Now,
pew,
when we're doing
pew pew
when we're doing when we're doing that quiz later on, name that thing.
Yeah.
Now that you've done that sound, if when I play that sound, you say, "Is it a baby crocodile?"
Yeah, I'll sound stupid.
That won't make any sense at all.
No, because it doesn't sound like that.
So shall I take that out of the script?
There's a script.
That was Matters Arising.
Matters Arising this week, everybody.
Still
pew, pew.
Still to come on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, a naked bike ride in Philadelphia. Something involving milking cows.
Yeah.
Is it Cow Week?
No, I just followed a theme this week. Sometimes I'm very organised.
And of course, this week's word that is nice to say.
To listen to the full-length version of this podcast, go to patreon.com/Studio Senseless and become a patron of Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.